Hey guys, we just wrapped up Midsummer Scream 2019, which if you followed along with us in the past, you know this is when we begin our Not Scary Farm, and really for that matter, all of the haunts that we cover, or just even Disneyland Halloween, we start doing update videos and things like that. And so there's a lot to talk about at Knott's. Before we get to that, and we'll start showing you a few things around around Scary Farm, what we're seeing. At the event itself, like years past, they've really saved most of the things for their own event, which they announced will be August 29th this year. So about the same timeline as years past, that last Thursday of August. So definitely we'll be checking that out. That's where they're going to announce everything that's coming up for the season. They also, tickets are on sale this year. If you haven't caught that, and you can always check kind of when the dates of haunt are going to be by their hourly calendar. You can see when they're closing early, but they're going to November 2nd this year, which is fun. We'll get some extra time into November a little bit for Scary Farm. In terms of the panel itself, outside of that, they talked really about Infected having its last year and kind of giving it a going away party this year. They're adding a couple new spots there, some new characters. We've got separate videos with all that stuff that either will be out when you see this, or will be out soon, or I'm sure you can find it other places as well. And then Dark Ride, 2 new rooms there as well, and some new characters. The thing that caught me most there was just the idea of the exiting through the gift shop, which seems really fun and apt and cool. Also with Infected, they talked about that their goal is to start having a pin to go along with the closure of things, to kind of start celebrating things as they leave. And so in this case, Infected, it's going away, it's closing, they're going to have a commemorative pin for it, and they said they're going to have kind of like this I don't know, not a lanyard, but some sort of like desk piece or something of a graveyard, where they'll start having these pins that then of these attractions that have died and gone to the graveyard. So that sounds pretty cool and fun. We're not at all into pins, to be honest, but that would make me buy a pin and some sort of holder or something like that. So I thought that was really fun as well. But for the most part, it was mostly kind of a retrospective panel with a few kind of new things peppered in there to get excited about. They did really emphasize the idea that they want to give things a proper goodbye when they leave, that they want to really have some connectivity between all of their various mazes, and that they really, it's important to them to give particularly pass holders something new to experience. The fact that they bring houses back, they want to provide things in those houses or those mazes that are things people can get excited about. And I think a lot of people were pretty happy with what they had to say about Dark Ride and Infected. So that said, August 29th is when people will be the most excited, because that's when we'll know all the details of the new mazes and things like that. If this is the first time you followed along with any of our haunt build or just Halloween build type stuff, we really focus in on just showing you what's going on at the various places that we cover. We don't get into much in the realms of speculation or rumor or things like that. There's lots of places that do, but we just, in those cases, sometimes we know things and sometimes we don't know things, but either way, there's just really no benefit for us talking about those things, because we really don't like the idea of getting anybody into trouble for anything. And so one of the things in our coverage of all things with parks and cons, when it comes to construction photos and stuff, I guess one of our philosophies, or at least a philosophy for me, is just I don't want to be the reason anybody ever has a bad day at work, because I think we've all had bad days at work and it sucks, and so we don't want to ever cause that. So with rumors and things like that, we kind of leave that to other places, and it's fine, it's fun, and we follow along with all that stuff for parks all across the country and even the world, because it's really fun. But in the stuff that we do with these types of video series, it's really focused on what we can see. So with that being said, let's head into the park and see a few things of what we can see. All right, first up, over here at the Marketplace Emporium, the site of the old trick-or-treat site, we saw construction, lots of visible work being done inside as early as late February. So lots of stuff been done there. Seems to pretty much be done. Seems to be all new maze stuff coming there. So we're counting on Trick or Treat being gone and something new there. It seems they have either a new entrance kind of around the side, or just something kind of extending there of the queue area, or not necessarily the queue area, but passageway there. So really excited to see that. We love Trick or Treat. We'll miss it. But always excited to see new mazes here. And it was really neat to see something so early. We started wondering, should we start doing our update videos then in late February? And that just seems silly. And like I said, we have a tradition. We like to wait until the night of Midsummer Scream ending. So that's what it is. We just wrapped up Midsummer Scream. Dead tired. But here we are at Knott's, because we wanted to do this first video to kind of kick off the season. But yeah, lots of work being done here, and it seems whatever we have in store here is just about done. Then let's head over towards the depths, which would be returning, obviously only in second year. And we've seen the figure even outside on the perch there, so let's see if it's still there. All right, over here in Camp Snoopy and Pumpkin Eater, we've seen lots of work in the last, I'd say, couple weeks, month, but nothing really visible from this side. But we have seen just a lot of activity in general over there, the same as what we saw with the depths. I will say it's just kind of funny, they were talking a lot about Infected first season, which took over Camp Snoopy, actually first and second season. And it was just fun kind of reminiscing about that, because we loved Infected first season. I'm not sure if you listening on this or watching this got to do that, but it was so fun. And they spoke about it a lot as if that was kind of a rough year. And it was, I know, with operations and kind of taking over this whole area and all that, but I still think it's one of the most fun haunt experiences I had, of being able to kind of go through this entire land and just have zombies ambushing you all over. And we know a bunch of people that became Knott's Scary Farm fans because of it. We kept bringing people out to check out Infected. So I'm definitely sad to see Infected go away. I think it's a really unique thing that Knott's has. Hopefully they'll do something that continues use of, you know, the guns or something like that, because I think the idea of being, you know, the aggressor rather than the passive, which is so common in pretty much all these haunt attractions, is really fun and unique. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there, because they talked quite a bit about Infected Season 1 and kind of all this land and what it was, and just thought it was interesting that. The other thing, if you did attend Midsummer Scream, then you're probably in the boat that I am always. It's really kind of jarring to come out of that weekend where you are just fully immersed in the haunt world and everything is about Halloween, and then you come out and like here it's not summer nights and everybody like is totally oblivious to all the Halloween in the air. For those of us that are Halloween fans, the types of people that would be out here making a video like this or watching videos like this that are just craving Halloween. So it's kind of interesting, kind of funny. But by this time next month, we'll have all the Knott's reveals and we'll be fully moving into, you know, really seeing a lot of the visuals out and about. Now over at Shadowlands, we've already posted on social media about a month ago or so. That is basically from the exterior. It looks done. So we're not gonna make our way all the way back over there. I think we'll head over to the Wilderness Dance Hall site next, but we'll add that in a future video. But Shadowlands looks done, and unless it's a big kind of red herring that they are, you know, doing all sorts of construction inside and the facade is just a ruse to throw people off, which I do not think at all. It looks like Shadowlands returning, but in the same vein as what we talked about earlier, it seems that, you know, there'll be some new things there. They really made a big point of that in the panel today, is that they want to give the fans, and they know that, you know, they are fans creating these experiences for fans. They want to give us new things to see. So before we get to Wilderness Dance Hall, let's take a look at what the supply is for Scary Farm merch, because I know some people don't get out to the parks as much as we do, and they're curious. They've been having the sale 2 for $25 on their shirts from last year and before. So we'll give you a look at kind of what they have available right now before the new merch comes in the, you know, about a month out from that. The other thing I'd say, if you are a Midsummer Scream fan, one thing that I've thrown out to the team at Knott's is I think it would be incredible for them to have an exclusive Midsummer Scream Knott's Scary Farm shirt. So I'm just kind of putting that out there into the world to will it to happen. But if you've attended Midsummer Scream, remember they've had some really cool booths there in the years past. This year they opted not to have a presence on the floor, which is unfortunate. But I just think there's so much potential there for fans to engage and buy, you know, whatever pins or shirts or things like that. I know they sold out of that Scary Farm pin last year pretty quick from what I understand, but I really hope they do a shirt. So just throwing it out there in case anybody out there makes those types of decisions, or anybody out there gets surveys from Knott's for voting with things like Scary Farm and all that. I think that would be a really cool thing to have a little booth, even if it's a tiny one, and sell some exclusive shirts there. So let's take a look at though at what they do have here in the magic shop. So still a decent amount of options of items from last year, and even some intertwined from earlier. This whole back area here are all 2 for $25 shirts. They've got a few mixed in of women's cuts as well. Sizes vary. They definitely don't have all the sizes of anything. And they've got some of the 20, although these don't seem to have any discount. Beware, if you do pick up any of these, they're not valid with any other offer, like a season pass discount. It's just the 2 for $25, which is still great. Picked up a couple shirts last week, so make sure to grab them soon if you're interested before the sizes diminish even more. All right, and I think our last stop, we'll wrap up this video just because super tired, want to kind of wrap things up, is over here in the Wilderness Dance Hall area where Red Barn has been at home the last couple years. But there's been a lot of building going on. They blacked out the windows and a ton of building in the back that creates what looks like a different finale, very, very different than what Red Barn had. So we can, I think, make the assumption. That's where when it comes to like the rumor and things like that, we don't really engage in that. But when things become super obvious, like last year with Depths, it was totally cleaned out. It was clear they were building all new stuff. So we kind of said, yeah, you know, that's not breaking any news. I don't think it's just looking at things with our eyes and saying that looks like it's happening. But they definitely have been working very hard over there, and there's a lot you can see kind of in the back area. So we'll take a quick little look at that to give you an idea of what the build looks like as of now over here at the Wilderness Dance Hall. But very excited to see what comes up here because it will connect obviously to Ghost Town. And they've done such a cool thing with obviously Dark Ride and how it connects over there into that scare zone. And then they've got obviously Pumpkin Eater and how that connects to the hollows. And so being here adjacent to this area, it'll be fun to see how they're going to work with that and what they'll do to add to Haunt this year. And there we go. And so this wall is new since the last time we were here. It kind of opened up into like, it looked like an arena type thing, maybe for a drop-down character or something of that nature. We posted some pictures. I guess I don't think we posted the pictures of like the inside, but other people have. You can check them out there. But a ton of work has been going on there, and you can tell that's definitely a different look than Red Barn. So excited to see what it is. Really excited to see it both because both spots were mazes we really enjoyed. And just curious to see what's coming this year. I know we have been told it's going to be a really good year. We thought last year was a fantastic year. We had so much fun with all the pop-up entertainment and just all sorts of cool things. So with that said, we're going to wrap up this first update video of 2019. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the stuff here, and we'll have a lot more from hopefully a lot of places, but definitely from Knott's Scary Farm because it's an easy place for us to hit. It's only an hour drive for us, which is a lot closer than some other options like Horror Nights. It's much more difficult for us to get out there, especially during the weekdays and stuff like that. So we'll wrap up here. Until next time, we'll see you in line somewhere, and happy early Halloween.